Alright, what I'm going to make today is fire cord, which is relatively simple. It is any form of cord that burns somewhat readily. You can use hemp. I'm using cotton and jute today. I've got paraffin wax, which I've melted down. This is an old can I've used for melting down forever, as you can tell. What I did here, it's the alcohol stove I've got. I just decided to light it up because it's been kind of iffy weather, so it was fairly quick. I lit it up, put it in a small pan. Most of the time, people run water in here for a double boiler. My idea was just to melt it down and keep the flame away from the wax itself. And it also lessens the heat a little bit. I'm using isopropyl alcohol, which lessens the heat on the burn anyway. So, because I don't need it really, really hot to melt paraffin wax. And this way, it keeps it from either boiling or starting to smoke. If you see paraffin wax starting to smoke, get it off the fire. All this should be done outside, never in a house. You can burn down a house doing that if it flashes. And I have seen a candle burn down. One of the big candles burned down, and it got to the base of it, and it just started smoking completely up out of, it was in a glass, started smoking completely, big column of smoke, and then it burst into flames, and you could literally hear it whoosh, and it was blowing flames probably 2.5 feet tall. Cracked the glass. Luckily there wasn't much wax left in it, but that was really wild looking. Kind of taught me a little respect for that. It's been quite a while since I've seen that done, but maybe we can set that up on a future video, but it was impressive. But anyway, now that the wax is melted, it didn't take too terribly long to melt it. This is some rough cotton cord. It's a little bit too coarse to use for tinder cord or char cord, which will hold a coal. This will, but you got to constantly kind of screw with it. I'd already pre-waxed the end, so it won't unravel on me while I'm doing this. And the only thing you do with this, you can see the ends are waxed, is you drop it into the wax. Push it down in there. Let it sit for a bit, because you want it to soak up the wax. You want it to become, so make sure it's underneath the wax. You want it to become saturated in the wax. Okay, so after it's sat for a few, reach in, get the end of the cord, and it'll be a little bit warm, depending on how hot you got the wax. And I'll straighten it out and then hang it up and let the wax run off a little bit. That's not what you want to see. That's hitting a hot plate and it's smoking. But once you get your cord saturated, you hang it up, let it cool off. And it's ready for the next cord. That one was, like I said, the rough cotton. This one's a thin jute. Just kind of curious how this will work. Most of the ones you see being sold with the little tubes online and stuff, this is virtually the same thing. They're hemp cord, and they'll tell you that they're sustainably whatever, you know. There's all kinds of big blah blah to make you feel good about buying it, which if that works for you, all well and good. But they're easy enough to make, and if you have the time and effort to do it, it's kind of a neat skill. And next time you're out in the woods, you can use your own gear. Because they sell these things for anywhere from $6 to $10 a piece, or 15 even. They're expensive. These work just as well. The cotton ones work really good. And for a piece of tubing, you could actually use one of the stainless steel drinking straws and just cut it down. Those are relatively cheap. Piece of copper tubing, that's fairly cheap. Anything you can find that'll fit your cord. And you're making your own tinder wick, basically, is what it amounts to. And these refills like this, the refills that they want for those are expensive. This is just, you can get most any size of cordage if you look around. Then you're in Hobby Lobby, you can go get different sizes of cotton rope, the real fine cotton rope, and it works fantastic for this or char cord. For a tinder wick or the char cord, it's cheap, really cheap. You can buy, oh crap, 100 feet of the stuff easy for what they want for one refill kit that has 3 little pieces in it, and you can make hundreds of them. I mean, you can make them as long as you want, and they'll burn quite a long time. It's basically a portable. Once you do this, this is basically just a portable candle. I mean, that's all it really is. That you can slide out, put out easily enough without it dripping everywhere. But there it is. Easy peasy, you make your own tinder wick. Save you some green, have some fun doing it. Smash the subscribe button, such as you would, you'll feel some foe.